Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, and share. And be sure to hit that notification bell so you know when I'm posting more videos and you'll never miss one. Thank you, peace, and enjoy the video.
It's your boy Minute. Welcome to the Vendetta Army.
What up, guys? It's your boy, Big Will, Minute. Back, TLC reaction kickoff show. Umberto Carrillo, Andrade, and Alma. Match just ended. Great match, good showcase by both. We got blood the hard way. Andrade's a bloody mess. Got cut in his eye, welts all over his stomach. There are rumors that they were done with Humberto because he was taking too many L's, regardless of the type of matches he was having. There's rumors that Vince didn't think he was getting over, but he just beat Andrade. Granted, it was on the kickoff show, so it doesn't mean anything. But it's good for Humberto picking up the win on a quality opponent. Don't know what this means for Andrade. He's supposed to be a future, especially in the Latino division. Maybe they moved on from him. But they also added that fact that him and Selena are having issues, and it happened again tonight. He kind of pushed her away, said he was done with her, and walked off from her. So, but if you don't know, Selena is Aleister Black's wife, and Andrade is damn near engaged to Charlotte. So, don't know if that plays the part. Maybe they want to finally decide to work with their significant others. So who knows? We'll see what happens. But all in all, good win for Humberto. I was always high on him. Thought he has good talent, and he was taking a lot of L's, having good matches for taking L's. And in this business, you have to win. You can have a 5-star match, but if you take an L, it's an L. You know, I mean, you can be a gatekeeper all you want. But if you're trying to get pushed and go to that next level, you can't be taking L's. So it was a kickoff show, but it was a win. So we will see what the rest of the show brings. Well. The New Day versus the Revival. I guess it was a ladder match or a TLC match, but good match. Kofi stole the show, and it started to be WrestleMania season, and the crowd seemed to be starting to have a little bit of deja vu. Minnesota was a completely pro Kofi crowd. Kofi got most of the high spots, got most of the good pops from the crowd, and Kofi ended the match by grabbing the titles from the top. After a huge spot that Big E took quite a while setting up, a little too long, setting up the two tall ladders and then the ladder in the corner. Set up a spot where he ended up taking 2 bumps off of a back suplex and then a splash. Then the Revival climbed the top. Kofi jumps, typical Kofi style, from the turnbuckle to the top of the ladders to intercept the grab. Gets sprawled dead man in between the ladders. Big E goes to the top, connects with a huge, nasty big ending from the top of the ladders, which leaves Kofi and I think Wilder, and Kofi, intercepts, hits Wilder with the belts. Wilder falls off the ladders to the other ladder. Kofi grabs the belts. New Day, still your 7-time champs, feeling the power. Shout out to New Day. I knew they weren't gonna let New Day win because they took a lot of flack for tying Kofi up like a slave on Friday. And the crowd was really, it's that feeling just like last year. It's that Kofi Mania feeling. So Shout out to the New Day still holding strong, defeating the Revival, because the Revival straight up disrespected Booker T during the pre-show, which should have let everybody know they wasn't winning. But shout out to the New Day picking up the win. Good job, guys. Good job. Buddy Murphy versus Aleister Black, match of the night potential. It was good, not gonna lie. They didn't let Buddy Murphy be nearly as athletic as he normally is. I don't know if that was because of the fact that Aleister got blood the hard way and was a bloody mess for most of the match. So maybe Buddy didn't do a lot of his high impact moves because they didn't want to injure Aleister any more than what he probably already is. Maybe a broken nose, maybe a broken jaw. But his face was a bloody mess, and you could see swelling more as the match went on. So yeah, he don't know what happened, but his face was crazy. Nice little spot where Black got caught like in a trio woe upside down, and Murphy exposed his head and super kicked him like 3 times in it, which made for good storytelling considering how his face looked. But it pretty much was an Aleister Black showcased a lot of his striking ability, his resourcefulness, and he ended up with a nice nasty black mass for the win. But Buddy Murphy was matching him pretty much move for move, athletic for athletic, but they didn't let him really capitalize on it yet. I'm looking at it right now. The right side of Black's face is starting to swell up. So in his nose area, yeah, something's broke or fractured or something. I like to see them wrestle more with more time and more chance for Buddy to showcase what he can do more, because it really was an Aleister Black showcase. So hopefully that's not the last time we see Aleister Black versus Buddy Murphy. But it was a good match. I thoroughly enjoyed it. Side note, a crowd can make a match, and right now Minnesota is kind of dead. They popped for Kofi because it's Kofi. We'll see what they do for the rest of the night, because if that match would have been like in Chicago, it'd have been off the charts, because a lot of good stuff happened in that match, and the crowd, they wasn't no-selling, they just wasn't as excited as they should have been. You know, and with Minnesota being kind of the heart of wrestling, you know, with all the different names that came out of that state, hopefully they pick it up, because right now they're kind of bringing the pay-per-view down, to be honest. It's only the second match, third if you count the pre-show. But we'll see what happens the rest of the night. The OC versus the Viking Raiders. Hit me in the comment section if you actually watched this whack ass match. This match was whack. This match was stupid. The match had no point. The crowd was dead. The match was dead, and it ended in a goddamn double count out. On to the next one. Well, Roman Reigns versus King Corbin. TLC match. Remember back in the day when a TLC match actually involved tables, ladders, and chairs? Well, this match involved one of each for one spot. And Corbin went over after help from Dolph Ziggler in the Revival. The match was whack, and it involved a whole bunch of, shout out to the local guys or some NXT guys who wanted get some TV time playing security, who were just getting beat up for no reason because they needed extra bodies out there. It was kind of whack, actually. It's a damn shame how much Roman has fallen to try to get him over with the fans by not really shoving him down our throat, but then they make him just suffer through horrendous angles. I mean, I'd rather him be in the title picture than to keep giving us these shit matches. Shout out to Baron Corbin though. He on that nuclear heel stuff. Everybody hates him, and as the top heel in the business, everybody's supposed to hate you. So I guess they did their job there. I just was expecting more from the match. The match was whack. So nobody came out to help Roman, which is, I mean, 4-on-1. He's, I guess, the top babyface on SmackDown, and nobody could run down to give him aid. Wow. Okay. So I don't know what they're setting up here, but that was not it. So far, the pay-per-view has gone downhill. Pre-show was decent. Then you had New Day come out, got the crowd kind of excited. Buddy Murphy match was decent. Viking Raiders stunk up the joint, and then this stunk up the joint. So hopefully there's not too much left to bring it back. So this pay-per-view may be another dud, unfortunately, and they can't blame anybody but themselves. And they wonder why we all watch NXT. See what happens next. So we get The Miz versus Bray Wyatt. Not The Fiend, but Bray Wyatt. I'm talking sweater and all. And he is over. Completely over. Crowd loved him. The most the crowd has been woke the whole match. And Bray Wyatt completely played the Bray Wyatt, Mr. Rogers character the whole match. Like, asking Miz to get it out of his system, pretty much letting the Miz destroy him. And in a minute. So now we have the Fiend looking at Bray Wyatt like they're two different people. And he's just looking at him. And now I'm pretty sure he's gonna destroy Miz. The Fiend is telling him to. He has a big, huge mallet. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna crush like the same mallet that he had. And I believe it was. So, like I said, this is, and of course, mind you, this was a heavyweight title match on TLC that was technically a regular match because they was administering a count out and threatened to disqualify Miz for being too aggressive, which makes no sense in a TLC pay-per-view, but okay. And this isn't the last match. There's still 2 other matches to go, and the world title match isn't last. So that means that person is probably going to be last. Okay, what's going on now?
Divorce.
Is the Fiend going to come out?
He's here.
How are they going to do this?
He's here. He's here.
The lights are going to go out, and he's going to have the mask on. I like how they playing this up that Bray Wyatt and the Fiend are two different. Daniel Bryan with no beard. So we got Daniel Bryan with no beard. Disappeared and took out Bray Wyatt. No beard and no hair. Looking like old school Daniel Bryan. He looks super young with no beard and no hair. No beard, no hair. Daniel Bryan. What is going on now? And he laying in the kicks to Bray. The crowd is going crazy with yes. Runs to the ropes. It's going to deliver to Daniel Bryan. Flying, jumping mule kicks. Second one. Third one, Bray tries to clothesline, misses. Back. Running leg again. Bryan hulking himself up. Crowd is going. This is the most awake this Minnesota crowd has been. And go figure that it's for Daniel Bryan, the crowd interaction guy. Damn what goes on in the ring. You know, they only get excited for when they can interact. Horrible, Minnesota. Horrible. And now he's doing his new Daniel Bryan thing where he picks up the arms and kicks him in the face over and over again. But of course now the crowd is chanting yes when he does that. And I realize how young Daniel looks when he cuts all that hair off. I bet Bree's happy about that. And Daniel's pointing to the mallet. Daniel grabs the mallet. And what's he gonna do with the mallet? He's gonna get the mallet. And I'm pretty sure, is he gonna hit him with it? Or is Bray gonna move? Or the light's gonna go out? Yep, the lights went out. Man, I am bad. I know my stuff. And he's gone. So the Miz was just a stepping stone for Daniel Bryan and Bray Wyatt. But is he going to be facing The Fiend or is he going to be facing Bray Wyatt? And DB giving the crowd what they want, and he starts the yes chant. So Daniel Bryan is back. Okay. This is the best part of the pay-per-view. I hate that it had to be something that involves somebody doing crowd interaction. It could have been something that was happening in the ring. This could have clearly closed the show if they're going to go with this angle of Daniel Bryan coming back as his old self. Why did this not close the show as it was a world title match? Because you know we're not going to close with Bobby and Rusev and that whole Jerry Springer angle. So it's probably going to be Charlotte and that other person versus the Kabuki Warriors. And the Kabuki Warriors are probably not going to win because they've been destroying people for 2 months. So they're going to get their comeuppance. I just hope something else happens. We don't gotta hear that damn music as the pay-per-view goes off the air, because it'll be a fail. But we'll see. Bobby Lashley versus Rusev tables match. Who would have thought that the worst angle of the whole pay-per-view would have had the best match, like ring-wise, and actually giving us something TLC worthy, because Rusev back looked horrible. I don't know if it was from the guardrail, which they went back to the back and grabbed like it was WWE 2K, or from just the horrendous kendo shots he was taking to his back. But it wasn't just welts. I mean, some broke the skin. So yeah. But Rusev, on a side note, somebody tell me if he's really sick, because he's not only has lost his definition and his weight, he's I wouldn't say that he's looking normal, because we expect these guys to look not normal with all the workouts they do and or extracurricular substances. But he looks like a regular person out there. And Rusev has never been like cut up or anything, but he's always been thick. Like Olympic thick, like powerlifter type. You know, like he lives in the weight room. He don't look like that no more. So I'm always wondering if something's really wrong with Rusev. But he took the L, thanks to Lana. So maybe this storyline is over now. We'll see. But that was the best match, ironically, because the rest of the pay-per-view has been crap. Then they cut to the back. I think we were going to get a Street Profits promo. You know, because that's what they're good at. They won't ever do anything in the ring. But then everybody's fighting in the back. You know, Corbin's fighting Roman. The Revival's fighting New Day. And Dolph Ziggler's back there fighting. And Shorty G was back there fighting. And he wasn't even on the pay-per-view. So, I don't know. But the best thing about this pay-per-view has been Samoa Joe's commentary. So that's to tell you something about this. But now the main event's going to be Charlotte and that other person versus the Kabuki Warriors. Sorry, Kabuki Warriors. I'm ready to see y'all take y'all L finally tonight. There's no way they're going to let that other person in Charlotte leave a main event pay-per-view taking the L. Vince not going to let two heel foreigners leave with the win. It's not going to happen unless there's some interference or something going on. I thoroughly expect that other person in Charlotte to walk away with the win. So, unfortunately, even though the Kabuki Warriors are the better wrestlers and they should win. But we all can get what we want, just like the song says. So let's see what happens. The Kabuki Warriors versus Charlotte and that other person for the women's tag team championships. And oh, how I love to be wrong, because the Kabuki Warriors actually won. The match in itself probably went on about 5 minutes too long, and you can tell towards the end that those ladies taking some pretty gnarly shots. I mean, it was one point where I think at least 2 of them must have got concussions, because I recommend never listening to a pay-per-view with headphones on, because you can hear everything. They were checking on them, the refs were making sure they were all right, calling off certain things. You know, Charlotte, of course, took a high spot through a table, like she always does in these situations. She'll always do that. Becky didn't. You know, they did some good spots. There were some good spots, but I'm just glad that the Kabuki Warriors won, because I couldn't stand to hear 2 belts again. That was bad enough the first time around, and need to hear that again. And it makes no sense to put the belts on 2 enemies like that anyway. I mean, the Kabuki Warriors finally gave those titles some credibility. Actually make it to where the holders of the tag team titles actually mean something. They've been involved in main events, big storylines before the tag titles were like barely on TV. So, and they're the better wrestlers. So I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. It was a good match. You know, tables, ladders, and chairs match. Well, actually a ladder match with 4 women, 3 of them who can actually wrestle, 1 who shouldn't be on TV. And it was good. I enjoyed it. It wasn't the best. Like I said, it went on a little too long. You can tell the Kabuki Warriors don't really have much experience in WWE ladder matches, but they know how to swing those kendo sticks though. But all in all, I still say the pay-per-view was a fail. And then they completely no-sold the Kabuki Warriors getting the victory by continuing that stupid brawl back to the main area so Roman Reigns can spear Baron Corbin onto 15 other people who were waiting below, out by the crowd area, which was completely stupid. Then it just went off the air. Like I said, the best thing about this pay-per-view was Samoa Joe's commentary. Shout out to Samoa Joe. My comment section. Follow me on my social media. Make sure you hit that notification bell. Until next time, peace, grease, and everything like that. Deuces.